let's get started. All right, this week we have, today actually, understanding behaviors. Who's taking the DISC assessment? Who's taking the DISC assessment? Who has been validated and went through the whole process and understand it truly? Do you guys all understand it? Okay, if you don't understand it, please come to this class and I'll explain it to you. It's going to be a great class. Helps you with your clients and communicate with your clients. All right? Tomorrow, Burgers Edition Zip Forms with Renee. Then we have Win-Win Sellers Lead Conversion. And then we have Pump Your Production Mastermind this Friday. And then we have Win with Sellers Pre-Listing. That's actually going to be Hector. Hector's going to do that again. Hector's being penalized for not showing up to a time blocking class, so he's teaching you. So there we go, Hector. Thank you. And then we have our monthly committee meetings next Tuesday with our ALC meeting at 3:30 next Tuesday. All right. Heather, you want to speak a little bit about the spaghetti dinner tomorrow?
Does everybody have a ticket?
Yes. I do.
Okay, if you don't have a ticket, I have tickets. If you're not going to go, you should still buy a ticket because it's for a great cause. It's from 5 to 8. There's a drive-through, or you could come in and hang out. We're going to have a wine raffle. And the drive-through is no joke. Like, it's a McDonald's drive-through. It's going to be a last year.
You can't get wine through the drive-through.
No wine in the drive-through. But last year you had to come in to get food to take out, and that kind of made a big mess. So this year we're doing a legit drive-through. Tickets are $9 today. We turn in all of our pre-sale tickets today, so tomorrow they go up to $10. Checks payable to T-Core. And I need to sell all my tickets today. So if you don't have any, yeah, perfect. Okay, any questions about the spaghetti dinner? And if you have wine that you want to donate with your card or decorated bottles, drop those by the board office today before noon.
All right.
I'm sorry, before 3.
Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that message there. Also, if you know someone that's wanting to begin a career in real estate, our classes start July 7th. One of our agents this weekend actually started talking about real estate school, real estate classes at their open house. There's a lot of people that go into the open houses, they're just going to see homes. That's all they're doing is that's a hobby for them. So they're like, how do I get into real estate? Well, here's a flyer. So that's a way for you to promote that and maybe build your downline. Which, speaking of downline, we're having a profit share class taught by our very own Albert Meggers coming up next month. I'm not sure the exact date, but keep an eye out for that. And Bold is coming in August, so be prepared. Remember, the first step of Bold is free, so as soon as you see that email come up, register, go see what it's all about. It's a great training. I know a lot of you have been through that Bold class and course. I know Larry's been through it, I believe, and we've got quite a few. Terry, have you been through it? I know Connie has. And Connie, what did that do to your production last year?
Wow, it changed it.
I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but didn't you cap like in a record amount of time after Bold?
Yes, I did.
So Connie did, so that'll help you get into production quickly, all right? Any questions about Bold? No? Okay. You two are going to be signed up for Bold, hopefully?
How bold must I be?
You must be very bold. Okay. Yes. All right, and then Mega Camp we have coming in August 17th. Keep an eye out. We'll be sending emails about that so you can register. It's in Austin, Texas. It's a great training. Like I said last week, it's just a panel of top agents across the country sharing their ideas and what they do to generate business. It's a great event. All right. Awards. All right, let's get to the awards. That's why some of you are here. I don't see you here very often, but I see you here to get your awards, which I'm okay with. I'm just glad to see you. All right. So, highest closed sale, who is not currently in here, but the highest closed sale was Mr. Kevin Land.
Yay,
Kevin! And our Rising Star Award goes to Miss Jessica Gonzalez.
Yay, Jessica!
And our KW Cares Award goes to Mr. Troy Guy. All right. And for listing awards, we have our very own Miss Candace Haas. And we have Jody Musgrove.
I'm not that good with things. Okay.
And then we have Victoria Vassavood. And then Robin Graham. Apple Corial. Bill Mock. Eric Anderson team. The Harper Bishop team. Kevin Blaine Real Estate. Actually, it's a tie for the top listings this month, actually.
Wow.
The Kevin Blaine Real Estate team and Kevin Land and Jared Ennis.
Wow.
Yeah, he does work, actually. He does. In between lunches, of course. All right. And for sales, top sales agents, here we go. Mr. Joe Silva. Jody Musgrove. Melissa Berlinger. And Jerry Giada. And we have Mr. Ed Morton. Mr. Hector Martinez. Mr. Troy Guy. Kevin Land. On the Harper Bishop team. And the Kevin Blaine Real Estate team. All right, congratulations to all of you guys. That's great, great, great. You did fantastic. We'd also like to welcome Lori Diaz, who recently joined our office. I believe she's going to be servicing the Three Rivers area. She's really familiar with that area, so Lori's going to be hopefully dominating that market out there. And also, we'd like to welcome our very own transaction coordinator, Heather Caudell. How many years of experience do you have TCing and doing
Close to 10.
Close to 10 years. So she knows what she's doing, apparently. So that's good, that's good. So if you need some help with transaction coordinating, reach out to Heather and she'll be able to help you out. We also would like to welcome, which we haven't formally done yet and announced this, but Ms. Tanya Osborne is now the opening specialist at Main Street Escrow. And she loves it, and she's doing a fantastic job out here, so good job, Tanya.
Thank you.
All right, what else have we got going on here? All right, Mr. Troy Guy, did you think of something to say today?
Yes.
All right.
I always can think of something to say.
I have no doubt about that.
That's right. Okay. When you walk through a house and you show a house to your clients and you write up an offer, do the drapes and blinds come with it?
Yes.
Yes.
So sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Oh.
What's
That's
the
what you
boilerplate?
They're tech. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. The drapes and blinds go with it. Now, what if the agent has really done their job and they put it in the TDS that the drapes don't come with it because they match the comforter?
Counter it has to be in the
Has to
offer.
be in the offer.
That's right. If it's not in the offer, they better leave the comforter and the drapes. I don't know, whatever, but the drapes need to stay.
Not the comforter.
Not the comforter unless they want to because it matches the drapes. So you guys follow me. You need to read this contract because what's included in the contract is not always what we think. Because a contract, the purpose of a contract is to find common ground. It's not to try and get one over on the other agent or oh thank goodness they didn't counter that out or maybe they missed it and we'll get it, whatever. That doesn't work. So don't try and do that because it's what they think they're selling you and what your buyers think they're getting needs to match. Otherwise, you're going to have problems at the end, right? Because they're going to go to move in and they're like, hey, they took all the drapes. You said they were included. And so have that conversation with the seller. Make sure that you prep the listing agent for receiving your contract as well. Go over it with them on the phone. Give them bullet points on an email before they get it. Make sure you contact them. Did you get the offer? Because otherwise, don't just have offers showing up to people's emails that they don't even know. Maybe that you even showed the house if it was vacant, and then we'll send over an offer. 3 days later, you call them up. Hey, what about my offer? What offer? You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't see it. So make sure you do your buyers a service. Prepare them for it. I actually had a situation where they checked the refrigerator box. I got it on my phone. I see the offer. I call my clients. I forward the offer to them. They signed it. They agreed to it as a divorce situation. They had checked the refrigerator box. I didn't happen to notice it on my phone, right? The refrigerator was the point of contention in the divorce. I mean, that was it. Who was getting the refrigerator? Nobody cared about the kids. Nobody cared about the dogs. Nobody cared about anything but the refrigerator. No kidding, okay? So, you know, about 2 weeks into it, the buyer's agent, the selling agent, the buyer's agent was like, hey, Troy, so we didn't get a counter offer, we're getting that fridge, huh? And I went, what? Right? Thinking, oh no, I'm going to be buying a fridge. You're not going to get that fridge. That's what I told him. I said, you won't get that fridge, trust me. Okay? Nobody's getting that fridge. they're going to set fire to it together. I mean, that's the only thing they're doing together. So, you know, but the buyer's agent had done an excellent job. He was only been in the business about 6 months, but he'd done an excellent job preparing his buyer for this probability. He said, don't worry about it, Troy. They didn't expect to get it anyway. We thought you'd send us a counter offer and counter it out. But I've already prepped them that the fridge probably is not going to come with it. Okay? I got lucky. That's right. Okay? And I'm trying to pass that luck on to you guys. Be that other agent. Prepare your buyers for what is likely included in the sale, not what we can stick it to the seller with if they overlook it or whatever. How many of you guys have sellers that actually read like every line of a contract? Like, but that's one, right?
Yeah, not very, doesn't happen very often.
No, almost never. So you guess what they're going off of? What you told them is in the contract, right? That's right. Well, I didn't tell my clients that they were including that refrigerator, or they would never have accepted that offer. Okay, so prepare your clients, whether you're on the buyer side or the seller side, for how it's going to work. What's the meeting of the minds? What are they expect? What's the other side expecting? And what is expected? You start that process at the listing appointment. Okay, do we have any questions? Yes.
One other thing, if they offer you things in the listing, it is not included unless you put it in the contract.
That's correct.
Say that again.
MLS.
MLS.
If it's offered in
If they
MLS.
offer personal property in the MLS, it is not included in the sale
That's right.
unless you write it in the contract.
That's right. What if they were told at an open house that those items would be coming with it?
Yes.
Then they don't need to include it in the contract, right?
In the contract.
That's
Buying
correct.
it.
That's exact thing has happened, right? They're like, oh, we get all this patio furniture and all this stuff, right?
Tractor.
They didn't put it. Yeah, they didn't put it in the contract, and guess what? All that stuff was gone. But at the open house, the agent told us that all that stuff
And
would
the
stay
MLS.
if you put it in the contract. Okay? Yes.
Key part of that, add no added value.
Right.
Yes. Right, because you're not buying personal property with a real property loan. Okay, so add the phrase at no additional value. Right. The other thing is, right now we're having a lot of increase in the number of homes where you are selling a property, but they don't want to put it on the market yet until they find their dream home. Right? Are you guys having this?
Yes.
So you go out looking for dream homes, and they find their dream home. And it's a good market, right? And so they put in an offer, contingent upon them even putting theirs on the market. Right? Okay. Is that going to work?
No.
How many people are going to accept a contingency on a house that's not even on the market yet? So then you're like, no. So you explain this to your clients. We need to do this. What is the next step that you need to also explain to your clients is that you can utilize the form Seller's Purchase of Replacement Property form.
Oh, there's a form.
There is a form now. Seller's Purchase of Replacement Property. It is form SPRP. SPRP, okay? So Seller's Purchase of Replacement Property. So this is very helpful when you're trying to get people off the mark, to get their house on the market before they find their dream home, because it's a chicken and egg thing. They're never gonna be able to get an offer accepted. They're never gonna put their house on the market until they get an offer accepted, but they're not, right? So this is the way you do it. You say, let's get your house on the market. When we receive an offer, we will counter back with this contingency form. Okay? So that's very important to know that you have that, because it gives you the power to get them off the market and get it on the market.
So you don't need to put it in agent remarks?
It doesn't hurt to put it in the agent remarks so that the other agent knows it's going to be it's coming. But you know, you have an opportunity there in the counteroffer to just be very clear. Hey, these people need to find a place to live. They're not going to be homeless. We need a contingency on this. And then in the situation that I was in, I told them we are not removing that contingency until they remove the sellers and buyers have removed all contingencies on the purchase of the home that they're moving into. Right? And so you just got to be patient with us as the buyers. So
Okay, so you mean like the inspection time, so during that 17 days that they're inspecting, then your sellers are out looking, obviously?
Right.
And so it's at that point, then it's removed, or?
well, you only remove the contingency if you're comfortable that the house that they're going to move into is going to close.
Well, and your inspection time is negotiable too. I mean, if you
Right.
want to write that in, write it in.
Well, I mean, it's just that some buyer might not want to wait on the seller, wondering if there's gonna
Exactly.
be able to buy it.
Right.
For for unlimited time.
Right.
So, does
So
that
what-
have a time thing on it?
It does, but what you want to do is that you want to check the box concurrent close. This agreement is contingent upon seller closing escrow on replacement property. And then you don't necessarily, you do have time periods in there and it goes over those. But what you don't want your people to be homeless. That's what you're
Right.
assuring them.
Right.
So I also put in close of escrow +3 so that they can close escrow concurrently and then take 3 days to move in.
Right.
So for this class to continue, I think we need to schedule another time,
Yeah.
but maybe come to some of the contract classes.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Great segue, Troy. Thank you. All right, now we have a little announcement from Main Street Escrow who's going to come periodically and give us little tidbits of information.
Sure.
So let's welcome Rachel from Main Street Escrow.
That is something we seem to have a few issues with lately. If your seller currently holds title and trust, or your buyer is going to hold title and trust, if you provide escrow with a copy of the trust. Chicago Title is going to require a copy of the trust and a trust certification. First American Stewart, they're okay with just a trust certification. All else fails, it's easiest just to do that, especially when you have a successor trustee, a son or daughter who's, selling their parents' property as a name of trust. Just a heads up, want to ask that question when you're taking a listing or writing up a contract, if they know that they hold title and trust.
So the trust, you mean that whole big packet?
Yeah, if they know, sometimes a lot of customers will come in with binders and it's
Right.
divided up and it'll have the settlers section. Any settler section that shows who has authority to purchase or sell real property.
Okay.
If they don't know, bring the whole thing in and we'll go through it and help you what's needed.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Rachel. All right, and then we have Asa Bell coming up here to speak on behalf of Country Club Mortgage. Welcome, Asa.
Hello. Real quick, rate update. Rates have started to tick up a little bit. So just be aware of that. I think I checked the FHA 30-year fixed rate today was right at about 4.2 to 4.3. Yeah, so conventional 4.3 to 4.5. So just so you know. That being said, I know you guys already know this, but if you weren't aware, if a renter buys a house now, they lock in, they freeze their rent for 30 years. Okay, I know you know that, but it's a good point to bring up to renters right now that they can freeze that, and especially with rates starting to go up, prices starting to go up, that could be a really big selling point. Again, I saw some.
Not Jeremy's renters, by the way, right?
Please.
Not-
I'll give you guys a list of people not to.
There you go. Nothing. I saw some statistics that CNN put out that said that rent went up by 4% this last April, year over year. So from last April to this April, it went up by 4%, which is the biggest increase in the last 2 years, which outpaced home prices nationally that went up in that same period 3%. Okay, so rent is still outpacing home purchase price. So that's another really good point to bring up when you're trying to sell renters on buying. What else? Oh, over 30 years, they say, now this is going to be, a lot of people may not like this because they had a house that foreclosed in a time, so they may not believe this stat, but it's true that over 30 years, a renter will accumulate, a homeowner will accumulate about $217,000 in wealth over a renter, okay, by owning. $217,000 over a 30-year period accumulation of wealth by buying. So another talking point to think about when you're trying to get some renters to jump off the fence and buy. So anyway,
3 good talking points right there. Thank you.
if you want those points, talk to me and I can email them to you if you want them, with where they came from.
Or you can send it to Kirsten, we'll email it to everybody.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right, thank you, Asa. Birthdays, Francis Carpenter is today's birthday, Sarah Ramirez, and and lessons learned. Any lessons learned this last week? No? Everybody's on vacation?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's a lesson that I learned in 2014, according to NAR, 92% of buyers use the internet in some way for the home search process. According to what I've seen, we've had 57 agents now using eEdge and marketing their campaigns. So, for example, let's say you get 1 transaction out of using your 33 touch campaigns. On average, that's about a $6,000 commission. Is that worth 2 hours of your time to set up eEdge and get your campaigns going? Is $6,000 for 2 hours of work, is that worth it to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Terry just got a listing from eEdge, from her campaign. Yes. 1 transaction, that's all it takes. And why not use it? You set it up easy, it works for you, it just goes. Also, 50% of buyers use a mobile website or application to search home. And I suspect that's a lot higher now. This is from 2014. Do you guys know you guys have a mobile app?
Yes.
Do you know that you can share it on Facebook, that you can tweet it, that you can send it via email, you can text it? So if you don't have that set up, please get that set up, all right? That's what I learned.
Who do we see that for?
Yes.
Make sure you spell it right when you have it on your signature.
Yes, yes, right here. So how do you promote your website? What is the ways
You
to
put the
promote it?
link on your email signature.
Email signature, how else? 33 touch, your campaign has your website on it, so you market it that way. And every single piece of marketing material that you utilize should have a link to your website or your URL on it, right?
Yes.
All right, that's how you drive traffic to it, or you can pay for it. All right, let's see here. Needs and wants. Yes, Linda.
I sold a home recently. The buyer's renting it out in Tulare, looking for a good renter. If anybody needs a nice 1,400 square foot home on a nice 9,000 square foot lot to rent, it's ready to go. They've done a lot of work on it in a nice area. And I still got my listing in Tulare, the beautiful park setting backyard, 154 West Lynn for $199. Very motivated seller. He's already made an offer and he's ready to move to his new home. So bring some people by and write some offers. Thanks. Please.
Jerry?
My listing in Castlewood, 2265 square feet, was originally the model home. We reduced it to $199. It is a reverse mortgage, so we desperately need to get that sold. We're clicking backwards every month. If you have anybody, please show it. It's, 2265 square feet. And then I have a really nice listing on a cul-de-sac in Kingsburg. It's only maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 years old, 9 years old, for $329, and it's really nice too. 2,200 square feet.
All right.
$329.
Any other needs and wants? Bucket fillers? Yes, Rachel.
Main Street Escrow would like to fill Tanya's bucket.
Yeah.
She started, she's jumped in and just taken over and, orders our supplies, answers, lots of phone calls, asks questions, gets
Yes.
involved, wants to be at the same level, and she's doing fantastic, and we appreciate it.
Okay.
I think you guys are, our capture rate of month to date is about
67, I think.
67%, so that's really good. Anybody else have any bucket fillers? Hector?
I want to fill Main Street Escrow's bucket. They've been taking care of us, and we're probably tired of seeing this back there. They've been doing a great job. I was hesitant to start using them at the beginning, but now they've been.
Why were you hesitant?
Just because I was
Different?
had just rapport with the other title companies and so forth, and just wanted to make sure that my sellers and buyers are going to be taken care of.
And you still have a relationship with the title office? Yeah, okay.
Well, we appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Anybody else, bucket fillers? No? All right, well, you guys have a great day.